hearing, flew in the night before, had the hearing all day Tuesday, spent Valentine's Day on a plane, got home at 10, 11 o'clock and got to see my wife before she fell asleep. So that was kind of how the Valentine's Day went. So that was fun. But like I say, you kind of find out your true value. You think you work hard for 7 years in the organization and 5 years with the big league team, and you get in there and basically they value you much different than what you thought you contributed to the organization. And it's just, it's obviously it's tough to hear, it's tough to take, but they're trying to do what they can to win a hearing. But I think there was obviously other ways that they could have gone about it, and probably been a little more respectful with the way they went about it. But at the end of the day, here we are.
All right. So could have been more respectful of the way that they went about it. If you're a Brewers fan, that's not what you want to hear, right?
They obviously that they won it, but when it came down to winning or losing the hearing, it was more than that for me.
Corbin, this is everyone's fear for a player, especially a star player going to a hearing, that it creates just some maybe not bad blood, but just some hard feelings that weren't there before. How do you guys repair that?
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying that the relationship is definitely hurt from what perspired over the last couple of weeks. There's really no way getting around that. Obviously, we're professionals, and we're going to go out there and do our job, and keep giving what I can every fifth day that I go out there. But when some of the things that are said that for instance, basically put me in the forefront of the reason why we didn't make the postseason last year. I mean, that's something that probably doesn't need to be said. We can go about a hearing without having to do that. So that's kind of one of those things that, obviously, there was no attacking of character, of person of who I was, but just some of the stuff that was said that definitely didn't need to be said is something that I think kind of disappointed everyone.
All right, there you go, Corbin Burns. So yeah, that's not great if you're a Brewers fan, but that's great if you're another fan, right? That's great if you're AJ Preller sitting there in Peoria and you see on Twitter, oh my gosh, Corbin Burns ripping the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers put him at the forefront of why they missed the postseason. How about it's maybe because you traded Josh Hader? How about maybe it's because Taylor Rogers was blowing saves in September? To say it's because of Corbin Burns, your best pitcher, it's just dumb. They fought over less than $750,000. If you're the Brewers, why are you doing that? Give him the money. Keep him happy. Right? Like Corbin Burns, he's a professional, but do you want Corbin Burns to just be a professional and not be happy with the organization? Or do you want him to be happy with the organization, happy that he's in Milwaukee, playing for this front office, this ownership? Right? Like, there's a reason why AJ Preller doesn't go to arbitration with any players. Like, props to AJ. He has never gone to arbitration with any player with the Padres. There's a reason. He doesn't want to upset players. He wants those contract extensions, then he's not going to go to arbitration. He's going to give the players what they want, as long as it's reasonable. He doesn't want to go to arbitration. Now, the question goes to, should the Padres trade for an unhappy Corbin Burns? Doesn't seem like he wants to be there long term. He has 2 more years left on his deal. I would love to have Corbin Burns on the San Diego Padres. He is one of the best pitchers in baseball. I love watching him pitch. But right now, I want to see what the Padres have. I want to see what this rotation looks like, what Nick Martinez is like as a starter, what Seth Lugo is like as a starter, what Michael Wacha has, what some of the depth guys have. If Corbin Burns is still on the Brewers before the trade deadline and there's holes in the rotation or there's a hole in the rotation, or you just think the rotation can get better, then yeah, that's when you visit it. And I'm sure AJ Preller will have a package ready, already has a package ready maybe, for the Brewers to go get Corbin Burns. If the Padres are in a situation where they think Corbin Burns puts them over the top and that's what goes and can win them the World Series, then Preller will make that move. He'll probably be okay with trading Jackson Merrill. But right now, they have a strong rotation. They have a strong team. See what these options, these depth options, see what these rotation guys can give you, how they look. How does Brent Honeywell look? How does Cole Hamels look? Julio Teheran, Wilmer Font? How do these guys look? Jay Groom, Ryan Weathers. See how they look. You can keep Jackson Merrill in the organization, on the team, because he is a huge, huge prospect, right? The Padres, they didn't want to bring him, they didn't want to give him up in that Juan Soto deal, obviously. So that they're not going to want to give him up for Corbin Burns, but they would probably have to. Don't force this move right now. I'd be open to Corbin Burns, but I'm more open right now to seeing what this team is like. This team is very good. We might have the pieces necessary already to go win a World Series. We don't know that, but the depth is there. There's a lot of depth. So I would hold off on that right now. But we know AJ, he works his butt off. I love him as this GM. He is one of the most creative guys I've ever seen, in baseball, like the way he does contracts and all that. So if Corbin Burns becomes available, he's going to be interested. And he will find a way to dump some salary in that deal, maybe Drew Pomeranz, someone like that, if they want to stay under the luxury tax. But Peter Seidler, if a Corbin Burns is available before the trade deadline, let's say, and he's a guy that will put the Padres over the top for a World Series, I think you'll be okay with paying the tax and losing more money because he wants to win, right? Corbin Burns, this is not Michael Wacha that they'd trade for or Shama Naya that they'd be trading for like they traded for him before the season started last year. No, this is a Cy Young guy, right? A Cy Young caliber pitcher that you'd be adding. So the Padres are definitely going to be open to it if that situation presents itself. But I'd say no for now just because of where we are in the season.